All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game between Tho versus, population doesn't show anyone, so unfortunately, this is going to be Tho versus Samdan. Tho actually spawning as the blue undead. Tho versus Romantic. Samdan and Tho are the same person. Hopefully, I do not continue to mix that up. Hello, Rainer. Thank you for tuning in. Gonna be a great game as I try to push through some weariness, a little bit tired as the holiday season is among us, and well, things it's high. It's clawing time. Yeah, it is. Hopefully, maybe I'm trying to see if I can like clean up that emote there. It is time. Thank you for tuning in. Actually, a lot of fun. Maybe I can even add some different icons for all of you guys out there who do enjoy the channel and are supporting it through whatever way you can. Yeah, those are the clean claws, no box on them. I'm just experimenting. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump straight into this matchup here. This game should be a lot of fun as we're going into a Lich first. Lich first in this overall matchup taking place here on Northern Isle, a battle of the brains. As we are going to be having two intelligence heroes in this 1v1 matchup. I really like where the meta is going. I like that, there's a lot of different strategies to open up with. It really does feel like Human has been going for a lot of Archmage first lately, staying away from the Mountain King Blood Mage strategy. And that's really because having that Archmage early on not only gives that brilliance aura to other heroes, it also strengthens your caster army, which is perhaps very necessary in as a particular strategy. Unlike StarCraft 2, where you can sometimes do a tech switch and change your overall strategy, changing your Archmage or changing your primary hero is a decision that you make early, and then you just kind of build off of it. Your primary hero, yes, you can get the Archmage later on, but the Archmage is a rather, fragile hero, and you don't want fragile heroes later in the game when, say, level 2 Frost Nova, level 2 Death Coil are already out on the field. It seems like the Archmage just seems to fall over simply when someone sneezes. As the match is now getting underway. Oh, a quick ensnare onto the Acolyte. And, we are going to see that Romantic is going to be quick to go ahead and just jump right on that, using that ensnare to get a little bit of additional experience and also deny a bit of that scouting. Meanwhile, let's take a look. Lich is already out on the other side of the map here. Going to do a couple of quick attacks. Skeletal minions will easily finish. And now we're going to be looking at, Tho bringing in some ghouls. Frost Nova, and also that Dark Ritual to get extra mana out. That is going to be extremely important as the Lich now slows down just a little bit to try and make sure that the units are all nearby. Let's take a look back across over here. Is Romantic going to end up losing some key experience? No, going straight after the Trapper there. Now, what is it doing? Purposely aggroing units and now trying to pull away. Not quite sure what the reasoning was behind that. Meanwhile, Ghoul is finishing off some of the Murlocs off on the other side. All right, Skeletal Minions are currently down. Let's take a look at this. Militia are already here, ready to go. And if Tho purposely attacked those creeps to try and disrupt their location, that might actually be a little bit of a strange maneuver. You're going to see the Trapper is already out. Ice Troll Priest are going to go ahead, come in with the surround. Ghouls are now going to be joining on this fight, and Romantic could be in a little bit worse for wear. All right, Lightning Shield onto a unit, followed by an Ensnare. Murlocs are also joining in as well. Lich needs to dance around. There's a Frost Nova steal as the Archmage picks up the Pure Up to Vitality. Meanwhile, Footmen, lots of them are currently out all over the place. You're going to see another quick Dark Ritual right there. Lich perhaps going to try and get in some more damage again. Has Lightning Shield. And we'll see what is going to really happen here. All right, Skeletal Minions are trying to engage. Low hit point Ghoul going to purposely back off. That Footman going to try to chase that Ghoul very far. There are a large number of Footmen, and Romantic really heavily invested in Footmen in this match as the Archmage doesn't have any real early healing. Low hit point Ghoul, a 4 to 5 Well, nope, it's not really going to even come into play here. Lich now heading back off to the north as we are taking a look at the skeletal or the ghouls trying to finish off some more units. There goes another one right there. Skeletal minions could get taken down. There is a Frost Nova Steel as militia are going to get taken out slowly but surely. Lich continuing to battle it up. There is a lot of low hit point units here. More damage getting added left and right as the Archmage shows up to the party, has boots of speed, and will now be able to chase down many units. Th000 is actually in a tough spot here as the Archmage is more than enough to deal with this Lich. Without the Unholy Aura early on, well, things are actually going to be a little bit worse. There goes one peasant there. Ghoul now going to try and slip on in. Are we going to perhaps see a Frost Nova? No. Oh, Frost Nova could be coming in. There's a Lightning Shield onto that Ghoul as the Lich purposely is trying to get some damage in as well. Is it going to be enough? No, not going to be enough at all. And the Lich is now seriously in trouble, down to 66 hit points. Now going to shift away. Archmage also has those boots of speed, now chasing down that unit, and Ghouls purposely being brought over to slow things up. All right, Ghouls just in front of that Archmage constantly. And, well, Lich also picks up boots of speed for himself, and he's going to be able to head back home. Let's take a look at this extra damage being absorbed by these ghouls here. This poor ghoul may get taken out. Let's take a look at this Lich now being brought over. Are we going to see a Frost Nova onto that Lich? Yeah, some big damage right there. Lich purposely staying nearby. There is Blight, and with that, that ghoul is going to be able to get back on the Blight, heal back up. And I do not believe the Archmage really wants to stick around on this fight. All right, Dark Ritual once again being used. Lich perhaps going to try and get more damage onto that Water Elemental. Water Elemental turning back around. Ghouls will have to be retreating against... Well, there goes another ghoul there. Romantic taking a big initiative and lead right now as the Death Knight is now going to be joining in on the fight. Death Knight comes out, gets a quick Death Coil onto the Lich. With the Death Knight now currently out onto the field, that is going to be some big advantage. Just take a look at this. There goes another ghoul. Ghouls are falling very quickly right now. Is the Death Knight going to get some experience right there? No experience given. Timed life comes to an end. Taking a look over here at the top left-hand side, Romantic opting to set up an early expansion. You can see a large number of footmen have been trained up, but at the same time, footmen do not scale very well into the mid-game. Undead is going to have a large enough army here in just a moment. Frost Nova and Crypt Fiend auto attack. Focus Fire is going to finish off many of those footmen if you are not careful, especially now that the Lich has level 3. Level 2 Frost Nova, and well, you're going to take a look at this footman. Footman is going to be able to get away, already down to 334 hit points. Could take a Frost Nova, and then, well, nope, it doesn't look like there's going to be that much focus onto that unit right there. Death Knight sitting at level 1, nearing maximum mana, has a Sentry Ward. Let's take a look at this. There's going to be a lot of towers here ready to go. And is anything really going to come of this? That is the question. Ghouls, well, no, far too many footmen. Footmen now with Defend, going to be good enough to handle many of these Crypt Fiends. And now the follow-up attack is going to, well, come down to Destroyers. Once those Destroyers are out onto the field, those footmen are just going to be a liability in terms of experience. Big Frost Nova right there. Damage across multiple units. Let's take a look. There's a big Death Coil as well as damage is getting added up. All right. Water Elemental, very low on hit points. It's going to get taken down. There it goes. The Obsidian statues could actually deal large amounts of damage to the Water Elementals as well. Water Elemental going to end... Well, there goes an Obsidian statue there. All right, one Obsidian statue down. Large number of footmen trying to get away. Ghouls actually being forced to retreat back again as the Archmage now goes back to chase down. All right, Dark Ritual continually being used. Lich sitting at level 3. Death Knight sitting at level 1. No Unholy Aura as of yet in order to heal up those Obsidian statues as they try and wander around that Death Knight. Meanwhile, the Death Knight venturing forth, perhaps looking for some easy targets in the middle portion of the map. Obsidian statues will be forced to pull back here. Water Elemental in position, gonna get some damage onto those Acolytes. However, well, the Acolyte can just seem to wander around just a little bit, and while staying on Blight, it is actually very difficult to finish him off. Obsidian statues, however, are going to be forced to retreat here. Let's take a look at this. Another low hit point footman. Down it goes. Footmen are still wandering on the inside here. This one low hit point Acolyte, where is it going to try and go next as heals are still coming through? All right, low hit point footmen now escaping away. More footmen joining in on the fight. And, well, I think Romantic will be forced to retreat here. He cannot afford to stick around in this fight for far too long as the Death Knight nearly at level 2. Water Elemental. This Water Elemental gonna get taken down due to time life once more. And that Acolyte wants to get back to work and will be able to do that momentarily. We are nearly done at Black Citadel. Surprised that Lich, well, Lich is now going back to pick up that Orb of Corruption. A very powerful item indeed, as things now make their way back out. Romantic doing a great job keeping all of these units alive for so long, but he is now going to be forced to deal with the tech superior army of the undead. Destroyer upgrade already getting underway here. Are we looking at a Naga Sea Witch or a Dark Ranger? I don't see one as of yet, but all of these footmen are really a liability. All right, triple mortar or triple workshops quickly getting cleaned up here. Let's take a look how much damage really going to get added in. Lich is out onto the field. Taking a look, dropping back around the other way, and the Archmage does have a potion of healing, which is going to be incredibly important. Oh, Water Elemental going to get taken out very, very fast. Let's take a look. Big Frost Nova damage there. There goes that Water Elemental as well. Death Knight now sits at level 2. The Archmage with Boots of Speed really causing some major problems as the Archmage may be able to chase that down. All right, goes into Destroyer form. Going to go ahead, Devour Magic back the other way. Death Knight perhaps going to be able to get a Death Coil off here, and now the Water Elementals are a bit of a liability as well. Workshops going to get taken out. They see the cancellation once more. Romantic wanting to build the proper counter units, but still currently unable to do so. Let's take a look at this. Destroyer getting healed back up, a little bit of range damage, but not that much to really be helpful. Meanwhile, you can see that the Sentry Ward keeping track of all of the units on the other side gonna be coming back over again, and the Lich and the Peasants, well, Lich and the Peasants battling it out, not looking good at all for any of those units. There goes another Peasant again. Switching back to the other direction here, we don't see any workshop. Mountain King is now out onto the field, well, may be able to catch some of those units while they are in transit. Destroyer, well, currently in the battle across over here. Let's take a look. Archmage by its lonesome self, not going to really be able to put that much pressure onto Destroyers as the damage is starting to slowly add up. Mountain King is hoping to catch some units in transit once more as we're going into a Dreadlord. Oh, Dreadlord making its way through. Is it going to be able to get through here? Catches some of this. Mountain King may be able to get in some damage. There goes the Destroyer. Let's take a look. Stormbolt onto the Dreadlord now. Dreadlord may end up getting surrounded. Is it going to be able to break free? Yes, it is, as the Dreadlord gets a sleep onto the Mountain King. All right, no one to wake up the Mountain King from his slumber as the Destroyer going to be going after this one footman here. Meanwhile, battling it out on the other side as well. Th000 is going to be able to regroup with his units. That is a very big deal. One Destroyer just in the air, keeping track of all of these units in the middle portion of the map. Great management by Th000 to, well, keep this army and minimize their effectiveness. A Knight also trying to make its way through, accidentally gets himself caught up amongst a whole bunch of units, almost gets taken out again, as we're going to be looking at this Obsidian statue trying to, well, stay alive still. Death Knight sitting at level 2. Destroyer currently out onto the field, getting extra bonus damage onto that Water Elemental. Water Elemental almost taken down. Death Knight could easily get some extra damage there. There's a Devour Magic once more. Sleep onto the Archmage. Archmage is in trouble. Let's take a look at this. Are we going to get an Absorb Mana and then transform into a Destroyer there? There's a Surround again. Archmage now trying to make its way through. There's another Sleep. Death Bolt or Stormbolt onto the Death Knight. Death Knight now in serious trouble again, as we are going to go into another Surround. Devour Magic trying to finish out some units. Death Coil onto the Crypt Fiend to keep him alive. Staff of Sanctuary keeps the unit alive, but a big Frost Nova slows everything down once more. There goes the Destroyer. A new Obsidian statue joining back in to heal up more units. Death Knight and the Dreadlord working together with the Lich to slow units down. And Romantic is having a difficult time keeping units alive as he's constantly being forced to retreat and then save a unit all at the same time. Dreadlord now sitting at level 2, pure up to vitality, picked up. Death Knight very close to level 3, should be able to get there off of this creep camp here. And now that we have level 2 Death Coil, well, we should see a slight power shift once again. Go Birds. Yep, Arya is... I think Arya's upstairs actually doing a little bit of homework. But yes, my daughter likes to call any flying unit birds. All right, Crypt Fiend now making its rounds out again. Destroyers are here, ready to go. Let's take a look at this off in the corner. Dreadlord's going to be able to clear out or absorb a lot of damage here. Death Knight should be able to get in some big death coils as well. Obsidian statue in the back. Hello, what is that? I'm Hyrule Fool. Thank you for tuning in. Where are the destroyers? Destroyers, oh, gonna catch some of the siege engines now making their way down. All right, Romantic using the economic advantage to build siege engines. Siege engines, very difficult to take down. And as you can see that the ghouls are actually trying to chase down those units there. Meanwhile, Crypt Fiends are coming back across as well. Too bad they cannot web down these siege engines to slow down those units, as well as we are looking at an expansion over here in the top left. We are going to be looking at, these siege engines now trying to perhaps make a transition and a play over here on the other side. Fortified armor, however, very difficult for the Undead Army to deal with. Oftentimes I hear that a lot of players don't like these siege engines. They're cheap units. They're difficult to deal with. But at the same time, Undead here has nothing to really counter this particular unit style, and that is the problem. When you have no units to counter fortified armor, you cannot say that army is just, or that particular army is too powerful, as it just deals with your units so well. Siege engines continuing to try and stop this expansion. Is it going to take it down? It does take it down. A new expansion now getting reset up as more units now making their way back across here. All right, Acolyte's going to be coming in with the repairs. Is it going to be enough? Stormbolt to finish off a ghoul. Destroyers are here as well. Devour Magic to try to finish off some of those units, and it does do exactly that. Black Citadel down to 200 hit points and dropping quickly. Is it going to end up getting taken down? Staff of Sanctuary saves some more units. Stormbolt onto an Acolyte to stop some of the repairs, and that may be enough. Black Citadel goes down, but at what cost? As you are looking at, multiple siege engines getting taken out very, very quickly. However, the last two are able to escape. A lack of focus fire by Th000 allowing that to happen. Siege engines now, knocking on the door of the necropolis here. 46 to 66 damage, very big damage indeed. And Th000 just succumbing to the fact that he is not going to be able to get his economic advantage, hoping that he can win this out with perhaps a superior, with 59 over 60 supply compared to 79 over 84. Tanks are quite lame, but this game is awesome. All right. Yeah, a lot of people don't like tanks, but this game right here, both people playing with very different styles to try to achieve the same outcome, victory. Dreadlord, however, this is a very big deal. The Dreadlord naturally is a good counter to these units, and with also that Brilliance aura on that Dreadlord, he may actually have enough mana to deal with these units fairly fast. Siege engines now have level 1 armor upgrades, level 2 weapons upgrades, as the siege engines, mass tanks just rolling in to try to finish all of these units off. A new necropolis being built off to the other side as well, as the siege engines are going to go ahead and dive on in. You can take a look, that damage adding in rather fast. However, siege engines are going to end up falling, and if this continues to happen, the Death Knight may be able to actually win out here just because, or gain enough experience to really make it not worth it. At the same time, Human is going to go ahead and try and clear out and perhaps set up another expansion as well. All right, coming back across to the other side, there goes a crypt again. Siege engine may end up getting taken out. Dreadlord is here, ready to go. There finishes off another siege engine. Dreadlord sitting in at level 3, very close to level 4. Destroyers coming in, devouring magic, and now can easily finish off and deal some major damage. Staff of Sanctuary saves at the last possible moment. Obsidian statue very low on hit points. Is it going to be able to get away? And no, it is not. Unable to save that. Staff of Sanctuary currently on cooldown, passing the Scroll of Town Portal at the last possible moment, finishing off 2 water elementals, and now the Death Knight and the Lich both level up. Big level up indeed. Large number of siege engines by Romantic over here in the corner. They're gonna roll on down in just a moment to try to put in pressure, and I like that Romantic is not moving them down to the bottom left, knowing that the army of his opponent is nearby. All right, Acolyte now making a move across here. We are going to get more necropolises all set up. Let's take a look at this. Still 4 minutes of mining off over there as the Dreadlord just shy of level 4 and now heads back, perhaps expecting new siege engines to show up at his door. Destroyers are currently out and about as well. Let's take a look. Well, there goes a flying machine. 3-1 upgrades on flying machines, and the flying machines may be able to make short work of those destroyers if there are enough of them. Coming back around, there is the 3 workshops just cranking out so many units as the main gold mines are nearly mined out. Mountain King is at 2, Paladin is at 2, Archmage is at 4. Undead, though, has the hero advantage right now. Economic advantage, however, definitely belongs to the human army as he already has his expansion set up and running. Overall supply count shows Romantic with the lead, but, well, Th000 doing a good job holding his own. And the longer this game goes and the more exchanges we have like this, the better it is going to end up being for Th000, as Th000 is going to start getting much more mileage out from his own units. Archmage has a Scroll of Town Portal. Low hit point Ghoul trying to get away. Divine Shield. Let's take a look. What's going to end up happening? All 3 units here. Human Tri-Hero going up against a mass or an Undead Army. There's the Scroll of Town Portal, but that's not going to be enough time to finish off the units, especially with a Potion of Healing and also Staff of Teleportation. Ghouls now making their ways back out. All right, there is another Carrion Swarm. Well, there goes 1 siege engine here. 3-1 upgrades. Dreadlord now sits up to 4, and a siege engine drop from the other side. Siege engine drop. Acolytes now trying to repair that right there. Is the Carrion Swarm going to be able to hit multiple units? Yes, it will. Dreadlord is sitting at level 4, but it may not matter as that gold mine is now taken out. Double Goblin Zeppelin. 4 siege engine drop inside the base as the units are now trying to make their way back out. Acolytes now transitioning back over to the expansion as Acolyte after Acolyte is getting taken out. All right, difficult to kill units. Well, slowly destroying your base. And, well, this is just going to turn into one big Carrion Swarm here will win it. I don't know why Th000 isn't doing this. You can just finish off a couple of these siege engines here as we're looking at this base race. However, the army of Th000 is still quite powerful, and the damage can really start to add up if you're not careful. More siege engines rolling on through. Destroyers are out across over here. Are they going to perhaps try and destroy the Paladin? Paladin now low on hit points. Crypt Fiends, Death Coil onto the Paladin right there. Units trying to get away. Oh no, Death Coil for that Destroyer as the Death Knight tried to focus down the Paladin and instead unable to save his Destroyer. Death Knight now currently in a little bit of trouble, getting pelted down. They're going to take a look. Water Elemental's taken down as well. I believe that was a Dark Ritual. Death Coil, Frost Nova onto the Mountain King. Death Knight is going to be able to finish off this Mountain King. That is the question. Scroll of Town Portal heading back the other way. Units are going to end up just getting lost here. And with that said, well, perhaps the towers could end up getting taken down. New siege engines making their way over here to the bottom left. 1 Dreadlord in position to try and stop anything rolling on. 60 over 84 supply compared to 50. And, well, more importantly right now, though, not enough Ziggurats to train up any new units. Goblin Zeppelin has 1 siege engine there. No siege engines here. Is it going to get restocked here in just a moment? As you can see, the siege engines rolling on in. Death Knight going to perhaps try and line up some more attacks and finish off these siege engines again. Let's take a look. There is another big siege engine attack right now. Damage coming through. What is it doing? Is he actually attacking the wrong building? There he goes. Yeah, he was actually attacking his own building on accident, not going after those siege engines. There goes another siege engine volley. Meanwhile, Water Elemental is getting taken out. All right, trying to take down the main buildings here. This is still all rather strange. And what's also interesting right now is that the siege engines don't deal bonus damage to the gold mine while it is currently under construction because it doesn't have fortified armor yet. Destroyers are currently out onto the field. They do not have the anti-air attack either. And you can take a look how minimal this damage is, trying to deal magic damage and piercing damage to fortified buildings. Flying Machine out overhead, scouting away. Lich, Death Knight now trying to make its way back. The Paladin is going to be in a little bit of trouble. What's going to be happening here? Lich shows up to the party, and now we could be getting at least negative armor onto that siege engine. Meanwhile, a main attack over here as well. Both sides just trying to run back, run away again, as the siege engine is going to go ahead and shut down this haunted gold mine. All right, new buildings going to get added in here. Acolytes are coming in with the repairs. Let's take a look at the siege engine. Looks like it will get taken down. Acolytes will be able to easily transition back over here in just a moment. Repairs still going underway as down goes that siege engine here. All right, saving the expansion, kind of, but now still trying to bring in more acolytes over as well. You can see graveyard crypts, additional buildings being set up to make it difficult to get into that location. However, we did see, well, siege engines being dropped by a goblin zeppelin earlier. Destroyer could have easily tried to devour magic, all of that there. You see another expansion, well, an attempt at another expansion, but that's not going to really work at all. Crypt Fiend's damage still adding up. Arcane Tower in the very far back as well. As these towers get taken down, the Death Knight and the Lich are going to continue to get more experience again. Long distance mining by Romantic. More peasants now heading back here. Yeah, steampunk strategy trying to win out the battle. The Destroyer did devour magic just a little bit. Is it going to be able to finish off? There's another devour magic. Perhaps should have tried to devour the other two at the same time, and that would have worked out significantly better as the Destroyer finishes off another water elemental. All right, more experience to be had for the remaining Lich Death Knight. You can take a look. Dreadlord also sitting at 555. Steampunk tanks versus 555 undead heroes. And really, the amount of gold being mined is drastically different between these two armies. All right, I mentioned it moments ago. We saw Goblin Zeppelins drop. You can see the strategy here. Th000 was purposely trying to set up additional buildings to make it difficult for the siege engines to roll on in. However, no one expects tanks to be falling from the sky, and here they are. Mass tanks showing up to the party, ready to roll on in, finish off all of these buildings here as the gold mine is already taken down. Acolytes are trying to repair. Scroll of Town Portal showing back up. Archmage shows up as well. Let's take a look. Are any of these units going to be able to end up saving themselves? Water Elementals constantly getting taken down. Acolytes still massively trying to repair all of these buildings here. Carry-on Swarm, is it going to work? It's raining tanks, yes, definitely, as Acolytes unable to save any of these buildings here. It could turn into a straight-up base race. A handful of buildings is all that is left. Acolytes are in a crazy, crazy repair race. Is the Carry-On Swarm from the Dreadlord going to be able to finish off all of these tanks there? That's a big question. Trying to finish off many of these tanks. This is huge. A handful of buildings are all that are left. You cannot go chasing after the Archmage. Well, how did it escape that? Not quite sure, as the units are now heading back again. All right, I believe this is the only building that is left, and it is in danger of falling. Goes a Carry-On Swarm. Death Knight is now at level 5.5. Lich is at level 6. This is the only building that is left, and there's no more gold. No more repairing allowed whatsoever. 453 gold, and that is it. You have Acolytes, you have a Necropolis, you can't even mine anything. As the repairs are getting underway, a new haunted gold mine trying to be established. Perhaps we should be looking at some repairs on that Necropolis as well. All right, long distance. Oh, actually, no one is mining anything right now. You see long distance mining here. Death Knight, Lich going to be showing up to the party. Let's take a look back across here. Archmage is Staff of Sanctuaried, so he's not going to be able to do much for a while. Lich shows up to the party and says, you know what, thank you very much. I'm just going to take down some of you as well. Goblin Zeppelins are in the air. Ghouls are mining away. One Dreadlord with Carry-On Swarm. Obsidian Statue perhaps should be repaired as well, as that is a big weak link. Lich could easily just try and Death and Decay right here to take down some of those buildings. And by taking down this building, it would perhaps make it even more difficult to do any more long-distance mining that Romantic is doing at this point and stage in the game. Death Knight and his passive aura is perhaps just as important, as we're going to be looking at the flying machine try to shift on over. All right, every bit of gold definitely counts. A new necropolis being placed down as well, as Romantic is still mining away. Dreadlord selling sold the Brilliance Aura. He needs every bit of gold that he can get. There goes a Goblin Zeppelin. Oh, no, Goblin Zeppelin not taken down. Ghouls are going to show up to the party here. Dreadlord is here as well. We should be looking at Devour Magic. There it goes. That Water Elemental going to get taken out very, very quickly as well. In comes more units. All right, Destroyer is going to be joining in. Paladin going to try and dive on in. A handful of buildings, all that is left for Th000. Th000 trying to hold onto this whatsoever. Meanwhile, Siege Engine going to go ahead and dive in on a base. Carrion Swarm almost finishes off the Archmage, but a quick Holy Light saves it once again. All right, that Necropolis perhaps not worth saving. This Necropolis needs to get saved. What is going on? This Siege Engine, how is it not getting attacked? It is down 2 Siege Engines right here. Is a new building being placed somewhere else? Where? I don't see it. All right, there's got to be another building somewhere else. Is this going to go away? Yep, that goes away. A new building. 2 new buildings are quickly placed down. And where are rest of the buildings? It's so difficult to spot all of this. Archmage falls at level 4. Necropolis down to 137 hit points. Carrion Swarm eats through. Paladin going to try to get in some attacks here. And is it going to finish it off? Down to 35 hit points. The Paladin could easily attack here. There's a Siege Engine right there. Down to 37 hit points. And this building is gone as well. Where is the other building? I do not see it. Good gosh, where is it? Okay, there is the building. All right, 1 building. It is juggling buildings at this point. Th000 trying to keep his army alive by constantly taking down... Wait, why would you leave that? It was a 12 hit point Siege Engine, and it got saved. Oh. All right. Ghouls looking to see if there's more mining anywhere else. 12 hit point Siege Engine making the slow crawl back. Paladin is right here. Paladin sees the Death Knight and Lich, pretty much cries and runs away, knowing that he's got 10 more seconds of life on this earth. Well, originally 15. He's got to be like 5 seconds now. 4, 3, 2, well, there it goes. Come on. Death Knight, Death Coil, Frost Nova, dead. Siege Engine, Staff of Teleportation on the Lich. Where's the Lich going? Lich is going back over here. Mountain King gets slept. And there is the GG. Romantic unable to finish up the game as Th000 takes the game here. You can take a look at the overall resource score and the hero score, and you can see how exactly Th000 was able to outlast his opponent. Romantic, more than 9,000 gold difference between the two, 7,000 gold mined difference, and even though there was a lot more gold lost to upkeep. However, Th000 just had almost triple the amount of experience on his heroes, giving him 665 compared to a 422. Oftentimes, if you expand too much and you're unable to control your army very well, what ends up happening is those resources turn into experience for your opponent, and that's how they're able to come back. And that's exactly what happened here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.